done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we're Through and Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always I'm joined by my co-host and very best friend in the whole wide world, Elliot Clifford. Hello Elliot.
Hello Sam.
And breathe. That's the longest I've ever done that. It's our 12th episode. It is so natural and smooth now.
Very professional.
How's your week been? Thank you very much. How's your week been?
It's been a better week this week because there isn't the constant pain of impending relegation. It's happened now. Football's finished, or at least for City, and I can breathe now. How's your week been?
My week has been good. It's actually been an all right week. Yeah,
Nice.
Good. Not the usual. It's actually been a pretty good week.
Nice.
As painful as it is to start with congratulating Arsenal,
Yes.
we need to congratulate Arsenal on winning the FA Cup for the 14th time. That's impressive. The 14th time.
Yeah, they've won 10% of all FA Cup finals ever.
That is a stupid stat.
Yeah.
And credit where credit's due to Mikel Arteta. Is it me, Elliot? Or are Arsenal starting to look a little bit good?
They are. Since since the restart, then Arsenal have been starting to look a little bit better. They start to hit a bit of form, and they've now beaten all of the top four that finished through the top four. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else who has done that this season at least. And fair enough. Arteta's come in and he's doing a hell of a job with what I don't think it's unfair in saying is quite an average team. It's a poor Arsenal team.
Yeah, forwards wise, I think they've got strength. But yeah, I know what you mean. Back in centre back and some of the midfield. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, he's turned them into a team which are playing really nice football to watch. Kind of like an Arsenal side of yesteryear. Like they're looking like an old Arsenal side.
You can tell that Arteta's worked under Guardiola for the last few years. It's really starting to show these most recent weeks, and it's getting them to work. And talking about defence being weak, like a Guardiola Man City team has never really had the strongest defence. It's about scoring goals. It's about being creative and playing attacking football, and that's what Arsenal were doing.
Yeah, and also quite classy of Arteta. In his post-match interview, he actually thanked Pep.
Oh, nice.
For everything. Yeah, he said obviously I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Classy. It was really classy. And again, it's Arsenal, and it pains me to say it, but Emilio Martinez.
He's been fantastic, hasn't he?
What a guy. How much did that mean to him? Did you see him? He was in tears at his interview.
And I saw, I can't remember whether it was a photo or a video of him after the game. And I think it was FaceTiming a family member or something, headphones in, just sat on Wembley pitch crying his eyes out. And I think he moved from Argentina to Arsenal at 17 years old with, from what it sounds like, some of his family against it. They don't want him moving away, particularly at a young age. Yeah. And he's vowed to fight for his place at Arsenal. And I think he's had loan spells at Reading and maybe even Rotherham. And
Wolves at one point, I think.
Okay. And he never really looked like he was going to get that spell. But yeah, he's come in now with the unfortunate injury to Leno. And if I was Arteta, I wouldn't be putting Leno in just as soon as he's back from injury.
Straight away,
because I think the best save I can remember Martinez doing since he came back in was one against Liverpool, and he's almost on the wrong side of the goal, and it goes across him, a load of pace on it, gets fingertips to it, and just tips it wide. I think he's a hell of a keeper.
Yeah, I think mine was it was against Watford, Welbeck, back heel.
Oh, yes.
He came across and crack his save.
And actually saying that save sent Watford down. If they'd have scored an extra goal, I think they might have stayed up. Oh, it might have been 2 goals, but yeah.
No, it's it, and as you touched upon, you never heard him complain. There's no interviews going, I want my chance, I deserve it, whatever. And he's been there, and he's starting to make me think, he could be probably one of the best second choice keepers in the league, based on his lockdown performances. Obviously, it's hard to judge over lockdown, obviously, because lockdown was it was a short period of time with loads and loads of games.
Yes.
So if let's say for instance, Arteta says, right, you're starting the season for me, and then consistently, let's say until Christmas, he's still okay, hello. And obviously, if he starts the season and things don't go right, then we'll see.
then maybe Leno becomes the best second choice keeper in the league. But yeah, I don't think you can put Leno straight back in, because then that gives Leno the idea of I can't be dropped, and you need that competition.
You do. And one question that was definitely avoided by Aubameyang is, are you at Arsenal next year? He went, nope, lifting the trophy, bye-bye. Did you see that? He literally just went, I'm lifting the trophy, bye, in the interview. So what do you think? You reckon, is he an Arsenal player next year?
That's a really tough question. The first thought that comes into my head is probably not, because, okay, now they've got Europa League, but if someone like a Real Madrid comes calling for him, or maybe, I know he's not the youngest, but if Barcelona or Bayern Munich or another massive European team comes calling, I don't think he'll turn them down. But I think what Arsenal need to do is make it a priority and just give him a blank cheque, say, how much do you want? Write the number down and we'll pay you it, and you've got to stay. We need you. Yes,
no, I agree. He's made it clear that he knows that the next contract that he signs is his most important, because obviously he's 31. Is he 30 or 31? One of the two. So let's say, for instance, the next contract he signs is going to be 4 to 5 years, potentially, if he goes somewhere big. That's it. That's his last long-term contract, because you'll be 36 by then, 2-year contracts, 1-year rolling contract. You know what always happens towards the end. So does he want to sign that long-term contract with Arsenal, or does he want to sign that long-term contract with a team, like, no disrespect to Arsenal, that are going to challenge for the Champions League? And I know what I do, but I'm not a 31-year-old playing in the Premier League, just won the FA Cup. I'm 24-year-old, quite overweight, doing a podcast. So it's very easy to say, I'd sign for Real Madrid.
So what you're saying is, if Real Madrid came calling for you, Sam, you'd sign the deal.
If Real Madrid said to me, I want to do a podcast, I'm going. Sorry, Elliot, I'm out. Ditch the whole fan. I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll just do it.
Well, I'd want a payoff, but okay. But yeah, one thing that is massively important with Aubameyang is his style of play. Of course, he's a fantastic finisher and he'll never lose that. But he is also very dependent on his lightning pace. And he's 31 now. At some point in the next 3, 4, 5 years, those legs are going to go, and he's going to have to rely on. He's going to lose half his game. He's going to have to rely on just being a finisher.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. So where will he be best off doing that? Who knows? So congratulations to Arsenal, but obviously we've got to do some fair commiserations to Wolves, as the win from Arsenal means that Wolves, unless they win the Europa League, aren't in Europe, which is a weird one, because they only came into the Premier League it was last year before.
A couple
and the thought of Wolves not being in Europe is weird.
Yeah, and particularly...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think through the manager and through the players that they've got in, they've got a very sort of European style of football. They're suited for playing European football, and they were a championship team 2-3 years ago. But you just expect them to be playing at least Europa League level football and maybe Champions League in years to come. And it's a strange one, but they could still be in Europe by winning the Europa League and getting into the Champions League, meaning that there are 8 in brackets if you need it, all in capitals, English clubs in Europe next season. That would be
ridiculous.
Incredible.
That is mental. Yeah. So I don't see Wolves winning the Europa League.
No, I can see them maybe reaching the semis, but if they come up against one of the big teams, or like even United...
I literally about to say, if United carry on, playing exactly how they've been playing, I think this is United's to win, I think, yeah.
But I don't expect them to win it, but it'd be brilliant to see.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely amazing if Wolves win. And just basically say, oh no, we're not in the Europa League. Okay, we're in the Champions League then.
Yeah.
That's all right, isn't it? That's not too bad.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Just obviously, we've seemed to have a bit of a Wembley theme to start the podcast.
Yes.
Harrogate, first time in their history, are now a Football League club.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think it was 5 or 6 seasons ago. I think it was 2014. Hull City played them in a friendly pre-season. I think at that stage there was 5 divisions between them. I think it was 5 divisions. And kicking off in September, there's going to be 1 division. And it's incredible, that achievement, because they've never been out of non-league. And they're now going to be in the same league as Bolton and teams like that.
Yeah. No, you've got to give them some credit, because they came up against a Notts County side who've got a history, this is their first league in the conference. They've always been a Football League side. And I watched about an hour of it, because I was mowing the lawn, because I'm a grown up now, and I watched about an hour of it, and Harrogate looked really good. They looked very, very good. They were on the counter attack. They played the ball quite nicely along the ground, but they still obviously the lower leagues, the lower league you get, the more hoofing Tony Pulis style of play you go.
Yes.
But Harrogate, they were looking like a team. They were passing the ball quite nicely through the midfield. They threw the ball. Notts County had a centre back. It's Turner.
Right.
Something Turner. He wasn't very good.
Oh, okay.
No, he was a big fault for both the goals. For the first 2 goals. And obviously, who came on for Harrogate in the 80th minute? Oh, John Stead. Do you remember John Stead?
John Stead doesn't like me. I've got a story about this. Because there was one time I was working at Gillingham as a steward, and there was one time, I think they were playing Notts County at the time, actually, where he was playing for them. And I was working behind the goal, next to the goal. The ball went out next to me. I do my job, but keep an eye on the game, because you need to for safety purposes.
That's right.
So, the ball went out, and I didn't see any deflections. So I rolled it back to the edge of the 6-yard box for a goal kick. And John Stead, all 6'3" of him, is basically coming up and wagging his finger at me, saying, what are you doing? Because the ref's given a corner there, and I've literally just thrown the ball away from him. But, I mean, if I was in Swansea and I was playing against Chelsea, I'd have probably got a kick in for that. But
right,
that's my John Stead story. Let's return to the game.
I wasn't even planning on bringing up John Stead. It's only that he came up, and then all of a sudden you come up with that story. Yeah. Do you know what? Funnily enough, he did say something in his post-match interview. Oh, there was this guy behind the goal at Gillingham. This one's for him. I told you I could kick the ball away from me. Yeah. So. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. John Stead hates Elliot Clifford. You heard it here first. That's our no context news. Thank you very much for listening. So, no, but fair play to Harrogate, obviously. I know me. This is how nerdy I am. But I know that there's 2 things. If I'm going from the Conference to League 2, I'm thinking, yes, I'm a Football League player, and yes, I can play as myself on FIFA. I don't have to create my own player. FIFA have done it for me.
Yeah.
So, no, fair play to him. And we sticking on the Football League playoff theme at Wembley. Brentford beat Fulham. What a game. I really hope this is going to be a good game. It sounds good on paper, doesn't it?
That's going to be such an attacking match. And it's another derby in a playoff final. I think there's a mile and a half between the clubs, and it's going to be a hell of a game. See,
important to note that the 2 times that Fulham and Brentford have faced each other this season, Brentford have won both games.
Oh right, yeah.
So will Fulham win the one that matters, or will Brentford carry on that streak?
Are we even allowed to do predictions anymore?
Oh, don't. Our predictions. And we're going to come on to what we said last week about Paul Cook in a little bit. I'm too scared to predict anything anymore, because we can predict now. When we text each other, we always do predictions. Oh, who have you got in this? Who have you got in this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, this. Now that this goes out and people actually hear us, we're supposed to be kind of everything we predict goes wrong.
Yeah, well, that's going to be really fun next season before the season starts, as doing a prediction feature.
Oh my god! Yeah, I can't.
We're going to come back and laugh at that at the end of the season.
I can't wait for that. Actually, that would be good to start the season with our Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, and at the end of the season do a review and just see how awful we are. So yeah, I think Brentford. I'm not just saying it from the heart. Absolutely love to see Brentford go up. 2 reasons. One, I think the football they've played this season, would suit the Prem. I think they're quite attacking, quite quick. It seems like it. If they go to the Premier League, that could persuade maybe a couple of players to stay just for an extra season.
You're thinking Ben Rama?
I think no. See, I think Ben Rama's gone.
Oh,
I definitely think he's gone. But someone like Ollie Watkins, who's been really quite influential. Pontus Jansson, obviously, he's at the centre back, quite a big centre back. So I feel that too. But I really would love it when a team has never been to the Premier League before and goes to the Premier League. I'd love to see that because you get the usual. Obviously, West Brom have been there. It's been a while since Leeds have been there, but obviously Leeds have been there. Then you get the Norwich come up and down, and there was a point where Hull went up and down. And I like it when you see the Huddersfield and the Bournemouth that have never been in the Prem before.
It shows the importance of parachute payments because I think of the top 6 this season, there were only 2 in Leeds and Brentford that hadn't been in the Premier League in the last couple of seasons and weren't still receiving the parachute payments. So I would also love to see Brentford go up. I think they deserve it throughout the season. Without them kind of hitting a slump right at the end of the season, they would have got automatic promotion. I know it's been said before, but it'd be a really nice way to just send off Griffin Park. There are really nice images from this week of the lights going out on Griffin Park and potentially the lights turning on in the Premier League next season at their new stadium.
That's it. And the new stadium, I know it's received a lot of people maybe not liking it because of pub on every corner. I love that. Yeah. No, but it looks like a Premier League stadium, I think. So no, I'm excited for it. I said both of the playoff games were good.
Yes.
Touch upon the Pontus Jansson. As we were talking about it, where he tried to backheel the ball as a clearance, to which then Brewster, who an honourable mention since he's joined Swansea, has been very good.
Goals for fun, he's been very good.
Just lofts it over the keeper. What my favourite thing about that whole thing is Pontus Jansson's looking around blaming everyone else.
Like what? Yeah, how? Like just Rose edit, just get it out. Put your laces through it. And what was it, 10 minutes to go in the game at that stage?
Yes, because Swansea only would have needed one more goal to take it to extra time.
I think you've just got to play it safe at that stage. No fancy stuff. You just do the basics and get the ball out. I know I'm probably sounding like Tony Pulis right here, but you just get rid of the ball.
Have it. Is your prediction Brentford?
I'd have to go Brentford, although what could be a game changer is if Alexander Mitrovic is fit for the game. Because obviously he sat out of the playoffs with injury. And off the top of my head, I can't remember whether it was him or Watkins who finished top goal scorer. But he's obviously a massive part of Fulham's plans. And
Mitrovic finished top goal scorer.
Right. And
by 1.
Right, okay. But yeah, it'd be a massive miss if he were to miss this final.
Yeah. No, I agree. Want to move on to some quite interesting news that came out of the Championship this week. Sheffield Wednesday are starting next season with minus 12 point deduction. Now, that's a little controversial. Why was that not implemented this season? Because this season, they would have gone down.
Yeah, so they were charged in November, weren't they?
Ages ago, I remember this.
So you think about it, Sheffield Wednesday were charged in November for this financial ruling, and they're getting punished next season. Wigan were charged with administration in May or June or whenever it was, and they're getting charged immediately. And
still the EFL's fault that.
I think the EFL have completely bottled this decision.
They have, because haven't Derby? I swear, Derby. I think they've still got a decision
Derby
or something.
Derby is
pending.
still the same. It's surrounding the sale of the stadium to what is essentially the same owner. It's just pumping money into the club and trying to work a way around financial fair play.
That's it. They misvalued the stage, didn't they? So it was worth more, or whatever.
Enormously more.
Sheffield Wednesday was the same. Charlton, I think, are considering legal action about this, because if that 12-point deduction had happened this season, Charlton would have stayed up.
Yeah. Now, it might sound cynical, but I think Charlton are only threatening legal action at this stage and not saying that they will fight it through the courts, because they'll be waiting on Wigan's result for their appeal, which is due on Tuesdays. Because if Wigan win their appeal, instead their points deduction doesn't stand, they're safe. And then Charlton threatened legal action. Charlton just dropped back in because Wigan have come out. I probably butchered right. how that sounds, but
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. They threaten legal action. Charlton win. Sheffield Wednesday go down. Yes, get in. Wigan win. Charlton go back down again. Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I would, obviously, in Charlton's shoes, I get it. They still weren't good enough over the course of the 46 games that they played in the Championship, which is why they're relegated. But I understand from that point of view that, you know, they could have stayed up.
Yes.
Because of that. And I don't know, I can't see why the EFL did not do anything.
They've had so long to think over it. And yeah, technically, they've now charged them, and the Championship season doesn't finish until Tuesday. So we're still in this season.
That's a fair point. That's an absolutely fair point.
Yeah, it really does surprise. Well, surprise is the wrong word because the EFL bottling it isn't a surprise, but it really is shocking that they can bottle it on this level, and it's blatant as well.
Do you think we're ever going to get asked to do anything for the EFL?
Not
It's
anymore.
not shown on the first 12 episodes. It's shown with every episode after this.
Yes. Yeah.
No, but I'm surprised. Having a minus 12 point deduction at the beginning of the season, ask Bolton, is tough.
Yeah.
However, I do think Sheffield Wednesday are in a better position than Bolton were in League One. You know, they've still got a ground, you know, they've still full on got a ground, got players and everything. That, I think they will still survive. They'll still be comfortable in. They'll probably finish mid-table, I reckon, potentially next season. Obviously, speaking of the relegation and points deduction, Wigan, as you said, they do find out their appeal on Tuesday if they are remaining a Championship side, and then poor old Barnsley, their celebrations are
in vain.
Well, yeah, in vain. Yeah. So, but Paul Cook last Sunday when we recorded this, we said, "Oh yeah, Paul Cook, I think he'll stay. He'll definitely stay on." Tuesday, it went out. Everyone's hearing us say Paul Cook will stay, and they're probably thinking, well, maybe, yeah, fair enough, yeah. What was it, Thursday or Friday? Paul Cook leaves.
Yeah. Oh, right. Great. Yeah, because
cheers, Paul.
Yeah, we said last weekend. Yeah, Paul Cook knows Wigan. He knows what it's like. He's going to want to turn it around. He's going to want to do it for the fans, the staff who have been made redundant, everyone surrounding the club. Paul Cook's left. Okay, cheers. Yeah.
Well then, do you see that as a sign of where the appeal's going? I guess you never really truly know, but the fact that he's don't you think if there was a real chance that Wigan were going to stay up and have this opportunity, do you reckon he would have stayed, or do you reckon he's thinking?
That's a very good point. I hadn't thought about it that way. I'd maybe thought that the club's in a mess at this stage, and he maybe doesn't want to oversee this mess, or maybe
especially with the new owners and stuff. If that's what they are, yeah.
Or maybe that he's maybe eyeing another job, and so he's wanting to leave so that he can easily get into a new job, maybe like a Bristol City, something like that. But yeah, you could well be right that he's starting to hear whispers that it's not going to happen. And in my head, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm in the mindset that Wigan are a League One club now. Unfortunately, they shouldn't be, but I think I think that they probably will be. And yeah, that you make a very good point there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's only taken me 12 episodes, but here we are. Everything you just said there, I agree with. I don't think they're going to win the appeal. It's a shame because it should never have gotten to this stage in the first place if the EFL just did their jobs and actually gone, hold on, you don't seem like responsible owners. Yeah. And Wigan would still be in the Championship. Paul Cook would probably still be there, blah, blah, blah. What's done is done now. I don't think it'll win the appeal. I'm fully expecting there to be a Gillingham Wigan game next year. Yeah, Gillingham Wigan game next season. So we'll see. Stranger things have happened.
Yes.
Stranger things have happened in football. So we shall see. You know, Edgar Davids, didn't he managed and played for Barnet and wore the number one shirt in midfield. Shirt,
yes.
I've seen stranger things happen in football, so we'll find out. Managers leaving. Now, we talked about this in a podcast of previous about should Eddie Howe leave? Is it better, or do you reckon he'll stay and carry on? It has now been confirmed that Eddie Howe is no longer Bournemouth manager, which brings to an end 25 years associated with the club that he's had.
Wow.
He started playing from in '94.
Yep.
I think he then left to join Portsmouth, but he was injured a lot in 2002, and then he came back in like 2004. Right. And then he's Bournemouth ever since then. I'm not surprised. Mm-hmm. I feel like it needed a change.
Yeah.
However, when Eddie Howe first took charge of Bournemouth, they were second bottom in League Two.
Yeah.
He then won promotion through all 4 tiers of the English pyramid, and he took them from the 91st out of 92 clubs to their highest ever finish of 9th in the Premier League.
Wow.
So, which is an absolutely incredible stat. No, we love our stats.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible stat there. I can't help but fault. You've got to do two flips of the coin. What he's done for a team like Bournemouth with the budget he's had, with the with the everything, is nothing short of incredible. His recruitment and defensive style have been a little bit desired, because Bournemouth have conceded over 66 goals since they first started in the Premier League or something like that. And you look at the money he spent on Jordan Ibe, Solanke, Lerma.
Yeah, they're the 2 big ones, Ibe and Solanke, I think.
Yeah. So you've obviously got to look, and I think too many people are probably looking at his most recent years in the Premier League rather than the overall picture of exactly what Eddie Howe has done. I feel like you're getting the same people putting down Eddie Howe who are praising Gareth Ainsworth for what he's doing. It's like there are similarities.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, it's very much is similar with the Gareth Ainsworth. It is a project.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
So, yeah, I do think now was about the right time. He's obviously taken them as far as he could possibly take them up to 9th in the Premier League, and they are a relatively small club. They have a small ground. They don't have particularly massive fan base, but he's been on a hell of a journey with them, and he's left a massive legacy. And I think that I've mentioned it before. I know you kind of disagree, but I think that they're in a good position to come straight back up. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does next, because I think managerial wise, he's only ever managed Burnley as well as Bournemouth. I don't think he's really had a massive managerial career. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does next. I mean, there's reports that he's not going to rush back into the game. I mean,
which is fair enough. I can see that.
It's a hell of a project that's just come to an end. It's given a bit of time to breathe and think about his next step. And yeah, I think it's the right decision and at the right time so that they can get someone in for next season. And I just hope that Bournemouth don't become a Watford. They don't become one of these modern teams that they just churn managers through again and again and again.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I want them to have another manager for 5, 6, 7 years and start a project again.
No, that's a fair point. It's quite rare to find that nowadays in English football, where a manager gets given time to show what he could do. When you say, what's next for Howe, I think Crystal Palace job. Yeah. I can see that either becoming available over the summer.
Yes.
Or beginning before Christmas. I can definitely see the Crystal Palace job becoming available. I don't think Hodgson is going to take Crystal Palace any further, especially if they lose Zaha. I don't think he is.
Yeah, they did very well up until sort of lockdown and everything like that. And yeah, it was 7 losses in a row before a draw against Tottenham. And I think he would be perfect for Palace in that they are a very ageing team. And that Eddie Howe would be perfect because he'd bring in younger players, sort of freshen up the squad. And yeah, if he had someone else kind of on the side doing recruiting for him, because his recruitment wasn't his strongest particularly at Premier League level when given a lot of money to spend, then I can see that working. It's just whether he'd want to rush back in if that job does become available over the summer.
Maybe a defensive coach as well would go on this. But yes, I completely agree. I think one thing that I find that I've noticed, I noticed really with Eddie Howe is there's nothing, I've never really read a bad word about him. He does seem to be quite well respected by players, by staff. I've never seen a player leave Bournemouth and go, that Eddie Howe, not liking him.
Yeah.
And same with staff, and when he left, the outpour of the Bournemouth fans, the Bournemouth players, Bournemouth staff was kind of all the same. The only negative comments you saw were from people who don't support Bournemouth. Yeah. So I think wherever he goes next, he'll have that reputation of, he seems like he's going to be, he seems like a genuinely nice guy.
I wonder if what you say about that is partly down to recruiting, because I know with Bournemouth's recruiting, they don't just, it maybe shows on the pitch, but they don't just recruit on their footballing ability, they recruit on how they are as a person. And maybe something like that, they're not bringing in the big egos, the people who are going to upset the dressing room, the people who are going to make it about themselves. And maybe Eddie Howe, I don't know, but maybe he's not so good with the man management, so they bring in people who don't need to be managed too much, so that they see him as a good person. But if he had to deal with maybe a player who's maybe a bit of trouble, like a Balotelli or someone like that, then who knows? But
no, that's fair enough. So there was another club that I was thinking that he could be linked with, and that brings us on to our next topic, because I'm thinking that potentially Eddie Howe could go to Newcastle, could be maybe a Newcastle manager. That was obviously, now I'm thinking that, because the takeover is off.
Yes.
There is no Mike Ashley, as horrible as it is for Newcastle fans to hear this, is still the owner of Newcastle United. Ugh. Yeah, that all of a sudden, that was a weird period of time, this takeover.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they were the most richest club in the world. I saw so many Newcastle fans turn their their Twitter profile pictures into someone wearing a Saudi.
Oh yeah, like Sheikh.
That's it. And Sky Sports News were like, this is what Newcastle will be. This is that. I think that was our first ever podcast. I think we were like, oh my God, this takeover's happening. Who do you think they're going to get in? Manager? Oh yeah, get Pochettino. Recruitment? Oh yeah, they'll bring in all these players, like joking about Mbappe and stuff.
Yeah, the amount of...
And then it kind of...
the amount of pictures I've seen of Mbappe in a Newcastle shirt and that kind of thing. And
and then it kind of went a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, it's still happening, but there's been talks of breaking down. It's not good for Steve Bruce, because he's been spending this whole lockdown thinking, am I managing it? Do I start recruiting? Am I managing next season? And that can't be a nice position to be in, regardless of who the manager is. And then it went quiet again. And then all of a sudden it was, no, sorry, we don't want Newcastle anymore.
Yeah, because they pulled out, didn't they, due to the Premier League taking too long over their decision. And
there was a lot of teams as well. I don't know if you were just about to say that, but there was a lot of teams as well that kind of wrote to the Premier League. It was like, this isn't, they're not nice people.
Yeah, now did they write to the Premier League, again being cynical, did they write to the Premier League because of the moral history of Saudi Arabia, or did they write to the Premier League because they didn't want the world's next superpower in football coming to the northeast?
Newcastle, yeah. No, I see what you mean. I can see it from a Newcastle fan's perspective. Mike Ashley is still your owner.
Yeah.
And they would have been rich.
Yeah.
They would have been rich.
I don't know what they would be more angry, annoyed, whatever at, whether it's the fact that they aren't going to be this enormous, mega rich club quite yet, or that it's still Ashley in charge.
Yeah. Obviously with that announced, it's almost certain that Steve Bruce will now be manager next season. So I guess in that sense, the club can semi-relax. Mm-hmm. They know what's happening next season. No money's going to be pumped into the club, and they'll finish mid-table. Yeah. So no disrespect, but that seems to be what's happening with Newcastle and Mark Ashley in charge. But it's I don't know. I never really cared too much if they were going to be taken over or not. So this news never really affected. Yeah. It was funny watching the timeline, because I have my own personal Twitter timeline, which is still following quite a few football. But obviously we have our Through On Goal Twitter, TO Goal Podcast. Where on Twitter, follow us. Where it's football. It's pure football.
Everyone's a football fan. Yeah.
And then you go on to, it was funny because when I saw the Sky Sports News on my normal profile of deal is off, I'm thinking, oh, okay, switch over to the Through On Goal podcast Twitter. Oh my God, the whole timeline is Newcastle fans going, what on earth? What's going on? Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was quite funny to see. But yeah, no, not really.
See,
bothered.
I know what you mean. It wouldn't have changed my life if they had or hadn't got taken over, but I would have liked to have seen it happen just to see how massive they take it.
Just to see Mbappe in a Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Newcastle being taken over could have been in the Champions League.
Could have been winning it.
In the next Champions League, could have been winning in the next couple of years. Oh, speaking of Champions League, master of segues, this
Very
guy.
Smooth.
That wasn't forced at all, was it?
Crowbar that in there.
Champions League and Europa League comes back. It's like every day there's football, European football. Even I never really watched the Europa League. I'd watch the English teams, but I didn't care about Victoria Plassen versus Karabag or whatever it is. Not really not my idea of Thursday night TV.
Yeah,
but I'd watch the football. But obviously now that it's so condensed and everything is kind of like Champions League, Europa League, Europa League, Champions League, Europa League, Champions League, Europa League. I'll be watching it. I'm quite excited for it. Champions League, I think. Now let's do our world famous predictions.
Yep.
Oh, I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. I think it'll be Man City. I think they've looked really good since coming back, and particularly like sort of Phil Foden's been looking amazing. I think Aguero won't be out for too much longer. He's not back yet, is he? I think he's missing.
He hasn't started.
No, I think he's missing this second leg against Real Madrid. But I think Man City, David Silva, would be a perfect way to send him off, wouldn't it?
I think Bayern Munich.
Right. Okay.
I think Bayern Munich will win it, unless Frank Lampard performs some sort of miracle. I think Bayern are through to the quarters.
If this was a normal Champions League season, I would have agreed with you. But Bayern Munich now haven't played for around a month. So.
Yeah, no, and that's fair enough. But I think about how they played when lockdown was first lifted in Bundesliga. It's like they never left.
Yeah.
And I think it will be exactly the same in the Champions League. And there's more motivation for the Champions League. No, Bundesliga, you still want to win it. It's still a league title. But the Champions League is something else. You want to win that.
Yeah.
And I think the way that they've kind of just breezed past some of the teams this season, obviously you've got Tottenham. They've just absolutely demolished both legs.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable against Chelsea as well. Lewandowski, Alphonso Davies, very good. Obviously got Neuer in goal. The centre-back partnership, I think that's too good for Man City. Yeah. I do. I personally. But to be fair, I'm talking completely off the book here because I haven't looked it up, so I could be completely wrong here. Is there a chance that it will be a Man City Bayern final? Are they in separate? Because I hope, if it is, I hope that's the final, because what a final that would be. Two very attacking teams. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would go absolutely mental. Can you tell that I'm stalling while you look it up?
What do you mean that I'm trying to look it up?
No, we're professional. We do all our research before the podcast, not during it.
Wait, quarterfinal 1 versus quarterfinal 3. No, they play each other in the semis.
Oh, so they would play each other in the semis.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be interesting then, because that would be when we record that podcast, that semi-final one. You've obviously gone for Man City to win. I've gone for Bayern.
Yeah. So how the draw is laid out, one of Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, or PSG are going to reach the final, and that's quite good.
Weak.
That's quite good though, because there's going to be an underdog, and I always love an underdog.
No, I completely agree. Obviously, there's going to be probably an Atletico PSG semi-final.
Yeah.
Although Leipzig, that would be good to see. To be fair, Leipzig, but yeah, that. When you think of Leipzig, Atletico, Atlanta, PSG, or Real Madrid, Man City, Lyon, Juventus, Napoli, Barcelona, and Chelsea, Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's a very strong.
I would have liked to have been drawn in that other, that other side.
What you also have to take into account is Timo Werner is now a Chelsea player, so he won't be playing for Leipzig.
He is,
but
he won't be playing for Chelsea, will he?
No, he won't. But I know they're probably rank outsiders, but I can see Atalanta reaching Champions League final because they've been playing such good attacking football, and they score goals for fun. I can see that. I mean, they're definitely going to end up getting knocked out in the quarterfinals to PSG now, but yeah, I think I can see them beating PSG, particularly if Mbappe's still injured, and I can see it happening. But yeah, I'm going for a Man City win. I'm locking in on that.
Matt, I'm locking in on my Bayern Munich.
Okay.
Now, Europa League.
Yes.
I've been looking at this as we've been talking about Champions League, so I don't make the same mistake again.
Right.
Wolves and Man United can meet each other in the semi-finals.
Right, okay. I can see that being when Wolves go out then.
So, yeah, who are you thinking is winning the Europa League? I think it's going to be a Man United Inter Milan final.
I was just looking at the teams and thinking, yeah, it's the Lukaku derby.
And based on, I see now thinking about it, Inter are good again. like they're actually all right again.
Yeah, no, they have been playing a lot better football. They've challenged for the league this season. They haven't won it.
Conte's a good manager as well.
Yeah, I would still fancy United because I know it gets talked about a lot, but I think Bruno Fernandes has made a massive impact since coming in. And you think Greenwood's been on form, Rashford, Martial, Pogba. I think they're looking a good team now.
No, that's fair. Are you going Man United?
I think I'd have to.
I'm going into Milan.
I think the biggest question is it going to be marketed as the Romelu Lukaku derby or the Ashley Young derby?
Oh, it's got to be Ashley Young derby, innit? It's got to be. Just finish up this segment, obviously, with the European roundup. We'll start the European roundup with how every European roundup should be started. Scottish football is back.
See,
we didn't know where to put it in our context of football, so we thought, well, European, technically in Europe.
So I'd be truthful here. I don't watch a lot of Scottish football. I love watching Old Firm derby though because it's full-blooded. It's everything. Yeah, it's good football. It's good hard tackles, everything like that. I have watched bits of this weekend, Rangers and Celtic particularly, both starting with wins. Celtic a lot more convincing. I think it was 5-1 today. Yeah, Rangers won 1-0 with Aberdeen getting a red card for a horrible challenge, which is what you've got to love about Scottish football. But hopefully this is the season where Rangers can mount a real challenge because it does get boring Celtic winning every single season.
No, yeah, I would like to echo your point. No disrespect at all intended, but I just don't watch Scottish football. Yeah. It's just not. I don't. And it's quite ironic coming from, two people that support teams in League One, and that's probably the basis of Scottish football. But,
oh God, you've just lost our Scottish audience right there.
Oh, what Scottish audience? This is the first time we've ever talked about Scottish football. Oh, let's go through a goal at charts this week. Oh, no. No, but I know what you mean. Old Firm is always fun. Yes. It's always a funny. It's Scott Brown and Morelos. Just
honest question.
A massive go.
At what stage did you realise the Scottish football was back this weekend? I know we are literally recording a football podcast, but at what stage did you know it was back?
It was I think it was the playoff. I think I said, Scottish football is back, and I'm like,
oh God, I didn't know till Friday.
Oh, did you? No, right. I knew. I think it was Brentford Swansea, and I think they came up with a graphic saying, Scottish football is back, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I genuinely forgot about it until something was retweeted onto my timeline. I'm like, oh yeah, Scottish football's back. Sorry,
but yeah, I think I will watch a bit more of it now. Now there isn't much on.
Yeah, I think for the sake of, I don't want to put anyone. I'm not going to throw away any Scottish viewership. But I don't see the point.
They're already gone.
Okay, in that case, I don't see the point because we're not going to talk in depth about Scottish football because we don't know it. And it's better for us, and it's probably better for the podcast that we don't pretend.
Honesty is the best policy.
To know. No, we don't pretend to know about it because you'll get slaughtered more for going, oh, yes, Celtic are, yeah.
My absolute highlight, though, of the Scottish football was yesterday during the Rangers game. I don't know if you'd have seen it, but there were a couple of Aberdeen fans that had hired a cherry picker and put it over the stand so that they were watching.
They really?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. Fair enough. And Juventus have won Serie A again. Well, we knew. I think it was confirmed.
It was a couple of games ago, before, but they lifted the trophy this weekend. Yeah.
Yay. And interesting to point as well is that PSG won the French Cup on penalties, and there were fans in the stadium.
5,000 fans. It was a 70,000 seater stadium, so it's not a massive.
It's a start.
Yeah, exactly. It's the start of getting fans back in the ground. Yeah, you've got to slowly incorporate it, and I think it's a start, like you say.
Yeah, and we move on to our Chinese roundup. Our Chinese correspondent Elliot here, who's big on the Chinese league. What you got for us?
There is no Chinese roundup this week, unfortunately. There is nothing that
there goes our Chinese listenership.
China is the most populated country in the world as well, so that's a lot of people gone. But yeah, I didn't see anything retweeted onto my timeline about the Chinese league this week. No hat-trick of headers from Fellaini this week, unfortunately.
Right. Elliot, a monthly running segment that we have on Through on Goal. First weekend of every month, me and Elliot will go head-to-head in a battle of who's got the better quiz football brain. I'm not going to call it that. We'll think of a better title eventually. We'll have that engraved on the trophy we have at the end of the season.
Who's got the better
quiz brain?
Yes.
So, As always, we've gone for 10 questions each. Yep. No, we're going to do this until we get it right. Who went first last time?
I think I asked first last time.
So I'll go first. Right, that's fine. Important to note, I am top of the league. I am winning 2-1. So let's see if Elliot can bring it back or whether I can extend my lead again.
Yes.
Have you gone easy or hard?
I think I've gone easier than normal.
I think this is probably one of my easier ones. I've gone, don't expect any European questions in this, because literally as soon as I got to the 10th question, I was like, oh, all of them are pretty much about English football. So,
yeah.
There you go. Aren't you lucky? So, here we go. Let's start with the first question. Elliot, who is the only player in English football history to win both a Premier League and a Championship winners' medal in the same season?
It was also on the same day. He lifted both trophies. It was Richie Delat for Middlesbrough and Leicester. Because he lifted both trophies on the same day. He got a helicopter from Middlesbrough to Leicester. Brilliant.
I knew that would potentially be an easy way to start. I just didn't know if you might have gone, oh, what's the player's name? Yeah, I did a bit of research on it. I generally think that he is the only player in English football history to do this.
Yeah.
I've looked up.
If he's not, he's the only one to do it in the same day.
Which is impressive enough. As it
is.
It's
some distance from Middlesbrough to Leicester.
Well done.
So, for me, I think you should get this. Harry Kane has been on loan at 4 clubs from Spurs. Who are they? I'll give you half a point for 2 and the full point if you get all 4. I'd expect at least half a point here.
Why? I can only think of 3. What can I think of? Right, Norwich, Leyton Orient, Millwall.
Correct.
Leicester. There's the 4th.
There's the 4th. There's the 4th.
Norwich, Millwall, Leyton Orient, Leicester. I forgot him again.
He's also sponsoring Leyton Orient this season, isn't he?
Incredible gesture, that, and all the proceeds are going towards the charities on each of the shirts.
Yeah,
I think
brilliant.
that was amazing.
Love to see
Absolutely amazing. Good starts.
Yes.
I think
Strong
good starts
start
there, Elliot. Here we go. Right, next question. This is going to go downhill for you because I've just read it.
God.
Since the Premier League was founded, who has lost the most Premier League games?
Which team?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got 2 clubs in mind because obviously they've got to have spent a few seasons in the Premier League, so it can't just be Huddersfield. My 2 teams are Aston Villa or Everton, because Aston Villa have missed out on a couple of seasons. I'll go Aston Villa. They've had a couple of really poor seasons. I'm going to go with them.
It's unlucky because it's Everton.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, because obviously they've been...
How did you pluck Everton out of them?
Because
I would never have guessed.
Because I was thinking of teams that haven't been relegated, and they're probably one of the worst of those.
Yeah, now that you said that, that's fair enough. No, when you said Aston Villa or Everton, I'm thinking, no, surely not. He's not pulled this out of the bag.
Yeah, because
and you went. You did your classic. You say the right team, but you go with the other one.
Because I was thinking of that disastrous season Aston Villa had where they only got like 17 points or whatever it was. I thought the losses in that might have made up for the couple of seasons they weren't in the league.
I see. Unlucky.
So my next one is, who did Atletico Madrid buy Antoine Griezmann from?
Sociedad. Real Sociedad.
It was Real Sociedad. I thought that was sort of a semi-difficult one. You wouldn't...
No, I was literally very close to saying that instantly, but then I was like, no, hold on. Hold on a second.
And they bought him as a winger, not a striker.
Oh, yeah, but now, so he kind of plays all over the place for Barcelona now, doesn't he? But, okay.
2-1 to you.
That. 2-1 to me. My next question, Eddie, you ready?
I am.
Liverpool with 6, Manchester United with 3. But who was England's 3rd most successful Champions League side?
The only team that I can think has won it twice are the team that finished 7th in the Championship this season, Nottingham Forest.
Oh, Elliot, don't bring that up again. Yes, Nottingham Forest, who, one of my favourite stats is they've won more Champions Leagues than Championship titles. They've won more European titles than their own league that they've ever been in.
Amazing.
That's an incredible stat. Yes, Nottingham Forest have 2 Champions Leagues. Both they won 2 in a row, didn't they? Back in the 70s.
My thought is maybe there was a year between them. Ooh. If you know that, then award yourself a point.
You heard it here. It's recorded.
I want to say 72, 74.
I want to say like 78, 79, and 79, 80. Oh, he's only done it. 78, 79, 79, 80.
I'm not giving you the extra point. That was for the listeners, by the way.
No, I won't accept the point. That's not the rules of the quiz. But I had a feeling they won it 2 times in a row. And I even got the years right as well.
Nice.
Oh, incredible scenes.
So my next question is 4 words. Who won Euro 96? Although actually that's 5 words because 96. It's because I've got it down as a number, so...
minus 1 for not counting.
That's stayed in, isn't it?
No, okay. Who won Euro 96? Was it Germany?
Oh, for God's sake. It was Germany.
Good
God,
shit.
you're
Hello.
3 out of 3 so far.
I'm pulling this one out of the bag. Do you know, for some reason, I felt like I remembered England losing to Germany on penalties.
Right.
In the semi-final. I say I don't remember. That's what. I don't think I was alive for very long.
You'd have
then,
been 4 or 5 months old, with your England shirt on with Canna Carling.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, look at me now. But I seem to remember when I was just looking up Euro 6 or when it was played on ITV over the summer that I think Germany went on to win. So.
I think they beat Czech Republic in the final.
Oh, good for them. Next question, Elliot. I don't mean to bring up horrible memories, but I'm about to. Hull's last day in the Premier League was a 7-1 loss to Tottenham. Who scored Hull's goal?
I'm going to give a little bit of time for people to...
Oh, you know
it. It's Sam Klukas.
Sam Klukas did, indeed.
He's now Stoke City captain. Also, what's really weird is if you put in Hull 1, Spurs 7, and it shows the goal scorers on Google, it's got his middle name, which I think is Raymond.
Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah, I need his full name for a full point. Half a point if you only get his first and last name.
Yep.
Is it Raymond?
On Google,
On
Google, it's got all of the 7 goal scorers. Harry Kane. Well, it's not 7 goal scorers. It's 5.
Well, Harry Kane
scored 4, didn't he? Scored 3. Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Victor Wanyama, Ben Davies, Toby Alderweireld. And for Hull City, it was Samuel Raymond Klukas.
Wow. You so know, like, his mum and dad changed that. His name is Samuel Raymond.
Yes.
Stop calling him Sam.
So...
All right, then. No, fair enough.
My next one, and there might be a bonus point in here for you.
Oh, hello.
So,
do you really want to give me a bonus point when I'm like 4 for 4?
When you realise what the bonus point is, I will... you won't want to. What is the age of Crystal Palace's youngest goal scorer this season? There are 3 of them. For the bonus point, name all 3.
What?
So it's a joint youngest. What is the age of Crystal Palace's youngest goal scorer this season?
This season, I'm gonna play it safe and just do the traditional 18 years old.
No.
Am I way off?
I presume you're not going to guess the 3 names.
Okay, I'm just going to pick 3 names.
Right.
Of
What's
Crystal Palace players.
You need all 3 for the bonus point.
Oh, I need all 3 for the point. Okay, right. I'm guessing 18 is wrong, so I'm just going to try and pick 3 random Crystal Palace players. So, youngest. I don't think Zaha's very old, so I'm going to go Zaha, Max Meyer, and Milivojevic.
No, so you were wrong with 18. Crystal Palace's youngest goal scorer this season, and I did check, this does include cups because they didn't score a cup goal this season, is 27. I see what I mean about having an ageing squad. Yep. And you were right with Zaha, but it was also Connor Wickham and Jeffrey Schlupp.
Connor Wickham?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in ages.
And he's 27 now.
Well, fair enough. So, that's my first 0.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are 3 for 4.
And you're 3 for 4.
And I'm 3 for 4.
Yep.
Oh, you've caught up a little bit. I'm not liking this. All right, then. Next question. Gillingham versus Hull. Who was the better head-to-head? They've played 14 times. Never in our lifetime. Well, obviously, we'll see that next season.
I will go Gillingham because when we were younger, Gillingham always used to be in the higher division. So that's what I'm going to stick by when we were growing up. Yeah, I'm going to go Gillingham.
So there was Hull had won 4 games. There had been 4 draws. And Gillingham had won 6.
Nice.
So who's the real winner? Yeah. I did that. I made that question so you won, but at what cost? Okay, so that's a point for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this next one, I feel like you could probably get. Who is the record Spanish national team goal scorer? Who scored the most goals for Spain?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Fernando Torres.
Incorrect.
Oh, what?
David Villa by quite a distance with
Oh, of course it was, yeah.
with Raul in second.
I forgot how good David Villa was.
Yeah, what a player.
Oh, no, you've gone ahead.
Nice.
You've gone ahead. No, right, let's bring this back. Next question, Elliot. What was the name of the extremely talented footballer spotted by Newcastle scouts and given a chance to play professional football in the film Goal?
Got it. Because I nearly put this in when we were doing our career path game a month or so ago.
Oh, yeah.
Santiago Munez.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Before they sold him to Real Madrid.
I'm looking at the next bunch of questions, and I think you're going to get them. Okay. Okay. Well done. Next question. Hit me. Come on.
Another simple one. Who is the record signing for the championship?
The record signing for the championship?
Yeah. You kick yourself if you didn't get it right.
I'm already...
I did think it was joint until I looked it up, and no, there is a difference.
It's a choice of two.
Okay.
And I've got a feeling, I've just got this feeling in the pit of my stomach that both of them are
Who
wrong.
are the choices?
First one's Jordan Rhodes.
Okay.
And the second one, I can't remember his name, but he's just been released by Aston Villa.
Striker. Ross McCormack.
Ross McCormack. Okay, I don't think it's Ross McCormack.
Because I wouldn't have given you that answer.
I don't think he would have said. So I'm going to go Jordan Rhodes.
It is not Jordan Rhodes. You will kick yourself because it's Ruben Neves.
Oh,
Wolves.
okay.
I thought it was joint between him and Britta Sombalonga to Middlesbrough, but it's Neves by almost $1 million. 15.8 million, which what a bargain, by the way.
I feel like fair play. Yeah, no, for the championship, I feel like Jordan Rhodes has to be up there because I felt like there was a point.
I think
where
it was top 10. I think he might have been when he moved to Blackburn, something like 12 or 13 million.
Looking at our scores, you are 5 for 6. What am I?
You're 4 for 6.
So I pretty much have to get every single one right now.
There is a bonus point in here as well, by the way.
Hello.
You might need that.
I'm really scared of bottling this now because I've kicking myself the last two questions there. Okay, number 7. Who has England's worst win ratio as a manager? We're not taking into account Sam Allardyce here because he won 1-1, and we're not taking into account caretakers.
Okay.
Full-on English managers.
Oh, that's a tough one because my first thought is Steve McLaren, but he didn't get to a major tournament for us to lose at. But only other things that maybe pop into my head is Peter Taylor, but I don't. I'm going to go Steve McLaren, but it's going to be Peter Taylor, isn't it?
No, it's none of those.
Okay.
Kevin Keegan.
Oh, okay.
He's only in charge for a year.
Right.
So he's a full-time manager, and I'm not 100% sure why. He has this record of being England's worst, technically, statistically worst England manager, but he actually got us to a major tournament.
Right, okay.
So
still better than Steve McLaren.
Yeah, obviously, say that what you will, but yeah, he was only in charge for a year, played 7, lost 4.
Yep.
So he has a win percentage of like 39% or something like that.
So my next one, there are only 3 managers who have ever won 3 Champions Leagues. Name them. Half a point for 2. I feel like that might be a little bit harsh, but yeah.
Won 3 Champions Leagues.
3 Champions Leagues as a manager.
Right. Well, Zidane's one.
Zidane is one. That's why I made half a point for 2, because I thought half a point for 1 is too easy.
And I think as Mourinho won 3.
Is that one of your answers? You've gone with Zidane, and tell me when you've locked in your 3 answers.
He won it with Porto. He won it with Inter. Did he win it with Madrid? I can't think if he won it with Madrid or not. I'll come back to Mourinho, just trying to think if there's any other managers that's won 3. I don't think Pep's won 3. Ferguson only won 2.
I'll give you a slight clue. One is a modern manager and one is back in the day, but you'll know the name for sure.
Back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is really annoying. So, I'm going to lock in... Oh, I'm going to kick myself if this is wrong. I'm going to lock in Jose Mourinho.
Okay.
And for some reason in my head, my back-in-the-day manager is Bill Shankly for Liverpool. I can't remember when they won their European titles. They've won 6, so I'm assuming they've... Yeah.
You're very close, but you actually end with 0 points from that, not even half a point. You've got Zidane, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, the Liverpool manager was Bob Paisley, 1-3. And then one that managed in Milan was Carlo Ancelotti as 1-3.
Oh, yes, he has.
He won 2 with AC Milan, and the other one...
The other one, I think, was with Madrid.
Yeah, may well have been. I think you might be right there.
So Mourinho didn't win it with Madrid. I know he definitely won 2. That was
because he's won it. Because obviously he won it with Porto. He's made his name at Porto, and I remember him talking in that press conference where all of his strikers have scored 1 million goals, that he was going on about Milito scoring in the Champions League.
Yeah. Yes, he did. Ancelotti won his 3rd with Real Madrid. And his 4th with Everton. So, oh, that's not boded well for me. Okay. We've been speaking about Arsenal a lot in the beginning of the podcast. They obviously won the FA Cup, congrats. Which team did they last to lose an FA Cup final to?
Unfortunately, it wasn't Hull City.
That would have been a fun question. But yeah,
Oh,
last time Arsenal were in an FA Cup final and lost, who was it to?
I've got a feeling the first thing that popped into my head was Man United, and it's sort of back in the day with Ruud van Nistelrooy, that kind of era.
Like Vieira and stuff, yeah.
So I'm going to go with United.
Wrong. They actually won that FA Cup against Man United. It was boring, and they won on penalties.
Yeah, I remember they winning on penalties.
Roy Karoff, it was in goal, or Tim Howe, or someone. The last time Arsenal were in an FA Cup final and lost was 2001 to Liverpool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even remember Liverpool winning an FA Cup.
Michael Owen, I think, scored. They played in that. I think they played in that gold kit.
Right.
I think Michael Owen scored. He might have scored twice.
Did Liverpool do the treble that year? Was it the League Cup, FA Cup, and what's now Europa League? Yeah, the UEFA Cup. It's the treble that you don't want to win, but it's still a treble.
I mean, you've won a treble, but not quite the.
Yeah, but yeah, that was that was like prime Michael Owen at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. He won Ballon d'Or, didn't he?
Yeah.
So no point. No, but fair enough. I liked your idea, but no.
So my next one, which is where the bonus point is available. How many national teams has Roy Hodgson managed? And for the bonus point, name all of them.
Now, I have a feeling that back in there, that's one for all the northern listeners, please don't go. Back in like the 70s, the 80s and early 90s, he was managing like Inter Milan. He
managed some enormous clubs, yeah.
Roberto Carlos famously said that Roy Hodgson knows nothing about football because Roy Hodgson said, I want you to play in midfield because you're not very good at left back. Roberto Carlos.
Wow, probably the greatest left back of all time.
We'll go with the obvious England, obviously. We'll say that. I want to say one of them's quite obscure.
Okay.
Not like you're talking like your Italy, but I want to say something like Peru or something.
Okay.
It's not that, but I want to say something like that. I'm going to stick in Europe. I think it's only ever going to be in Europe. It's not going to be massive like Netherlands or Germany because we'd know that if Roy Hodgson had managed like Netherlands. So the Total 90 football was based on
Roy Hodgson. Yeah. He gets Wilfried Zaha to base his game off Johan Cruyff.
Or Johan Cruyff, yeah. I knew him. He is who he is because of me. This is really.
Are you going to lock in a number?
I'm going to say. Right, my number I'm locking in is 2.
Okay.
I just think I think it's only 2. One is England, and one is Switzerland.
So you're incorrect on the number. It's 4.
Right.
He has managed England.
Yeah.
He has managed Switzerland.
Do I get a point for that?
No, you've got to get all of them.
Oh my God, no, way. You can't not give me something for guessing Switzerland of all teams.
You'll know why you didn't get the
half
other two.
Half a point. Can I please get half a point for that?
Due to your grovelling, I'll give you half a point.
I need it.
Yeah.
Come on,
I'll give you half a point for that. But the two that you didn't get were Finland, and the obscure one is the United Arab Emirates.
Oh, sorry that I didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't venture out of Europe.
I'll give you half a point for that because
you saw me literally just go
yeah,
Switzerland like that.
It was like you just won an award.
I did, and it's incredible. Thank you very much for this. Thank you very much for the half the point. That's how desperate I'm getting in this stupid quiz. I've peaked there. I've literally.
Is that where your thank you speech is ending?
It's where the podcast's ended. I don't want, because I know the next two questions I'm not going to get right. So
okay.
So here we go. Penultimate question of the quiz: who was the number 7 for Man United after Cristiano Ronaldo?
I know someone who got it after Ronaldo, but I don't know whether it was immediately after Ronaldo.
Who was the number 7 after Ronaldo? Didn't have to be like the following season, but who was registered number? When you look at the list of number 7s, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, and then straight after is this person. Because they seem to be quite synonymous with this.
I know
number 7.
I know Memphis Depay played number 7, but that's probably 6 or 7 years after Ronaldo left. So there's maybe someone in between. Maybe there's 2 names that I'm thinking of: is Eric Jemba and Anderson, and
Eric Jemba.
I think it's 2.
So good they named him twice.
Yeah. I think Memphis Depay was too far in the future, so I'm going to go with Anderson.
Wrong. Anderson was number 8.
Oh, okay.
The number 7 after Ronaldo was Michael Owen.
Oh, right. Okay.
Michael Owen took the number 7 shirt. When he left, Antonio Valencia took it.
Right, okay.
Only took it for a season, though.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was Di Maria or Depay,
okay.
one of the two.
Yeah.
And then finally Sanchez.
Yeah, done amazing.
So I haven't had an incredible luck with that number since since old Ronaldo's left. But yes, Michael Owen will forever be the player after Cristiano Ronaldo to have the number 7 shirt.
So my next question, he's already been mentioned once this quiz. Sam Allardyce only managed 1 game for England. Who was it against? Oh, that lined up so well.
No, I looked up Sam Allardyce earlier and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, you cruel person. Why did I not even just think? As soon as you said Sam Allardyce, I was like, oh, you're going to say who the team was against.
Can you?
Estonia.
No, it was Slovakia.
Oh,
it was
Eastern European.
It was 1-0 Adam Lallana in stoppage time. That's where his career peaked.
What are the scores on the doors?
So you're on 4.5.
You're on 5. So I could genuinely win it on half a point.
And I reckon you could luck out on this last one as well.
Okay. So if you get this question right, I'm done. I can't win. But if you get it wrong and I get it right, I win the quiz on half a point.
The half a point.
See what grovelling gets you. You see what grovelling gets you.
You want to get anywhere in life? Grovel.
Got me half a point and it got me Lana. Look where you got me. Final question of the quiz. Who is the only player to score a hat-trick in the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, League Cup, FA Cup and his country?
Got 2 names.
Okay.
No. I was going to say Gary Hooper, but Gary Hooper hasn't played for England and he's not Scottish.
Didn't say anything to do with nationality. I just said their country.
But if he's English, he hasn't... Well, he is English and he hasn't played for England.
I said, who is the only player to score a hat-trick in the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, League Cup, FA Cup and for their country?
And Gary Hooper hasn't scored a hat-trick for his country because he hasn't played internationally.
How do you know?
I'd know if Gary Hooper had scored a hat-trick for England. Only thing that really strikes out to me is Robert Earnshaw. I'm going to go with Robert Earnshaw.
Are you locking it in?
Yeah. Have I got it?
Yeah.
Are you keeping that? Is that our first swear word of the? That's our first swear word of the podcast. 12 weeks
and
in.
it's well deserved. It's absolutely well deserved. Oh,
we're going to have to mark this as explicit.
Oh, one little word. Oh.
So I've won.
I'm gutted.
May as well finish the quiz.
No, why not?
This last question is about one of our favourite players in the world.
You know, if I get this right, I'm genuinely going to cry.
It's about David Luiz. How many Chelsea versus Arsenal cup finals has David Luiz played in? It's a good question, isn't it?
How many Chelsea v Arsenal finals have there been? It's 2 or 3. I can think of the FA Cup final, and I can think of the Europa League final. I can't. Has because obviously Man City have won like the last 10 League Cups. So but Arsenal wasn't that long ago since they won an FA Cup, like 2 times in a row, I think it was, or something. Now, was one of those against Chelsea, and was David Luiz playing? 3.
It's 4.
No, is it? Right, okay.
He played in the...
Oh, is one of them a Community Shield?
I haven't got that on here.
Oh.
So he's played in the 2011-12 FA Cup final.
Oh, I knew one of them was an FA Cup
2016-17 Cup final.
Right.
2019-20 FA Cup final, yesterday. And last season's Europa League.
4, fair enough. I wouldn't have won anyway, so I feel a little bit better. A little bit better. So, Elliot, you are now level on points in the league table.
Can I have half a point?
Sanford
Can I have an
City.
extra half a point?
Why? What
Don't know,
for?
just grovelling.
No, but you didn't come up with a cracking answer like I did.
I came up with a David Luiz question.
Oh, yeah, well, it wasn't about any mistakes that you
Yeah.
made. How many penalties did he give away this season? 5. So, you win. Well done. You got 6 out of 10.
You got 4.5 out of 10.
That half is it's very important to me. Well, congratulations. So we're now level on points. It's now 2-2 before September's quiz.
Yes.
Look forward to. And yeah, congrats. Well done.
Thank you.
Let's go on to the last part of the stupid podcast.
And it will end 2-2 because it looks like Sam isn't going to want to do the podcast anymore.
I'm not ending on a draw. I'm not Joe going to bed when we play Xbox on a draw. We're not ending on a draw. If we were to end this, it would be me winning. Of course I have. And so we come to No Context News to end the podcast, where me and Elliot challenge each other to find the most random news headlines from around the world that really make us think. I don't know what Elliot goes for. He doesn't know what I go for. We say the headline, and we end the podcast. Elliot, it's your turn this week. However, I did text you right before we came on, and I said, I've got one that makes up for the puns before. You said, oh no, it's my week, but save it for next week. So, man, that's fine. But I can't wait for mine next week. Okay. Now, you've got a lot of topping. You've got a lot to live up to with this No Context News. So I shall leave it with you, Elliot.
Yes, we've had scary ones. We've had heartwarming ones. We've had Amazon rubber ducks. This is yet another random one. It comes from the Northamptonshire Telegraph, and the headline is, Eyes to the Sky, huge flock of birds seen above Kettering. And that's where we'll end it. We are Through on Goal Podcast. We're on Twitter at TO Goal Podcast. We're on YouTube if you search Through on Goal Podcast. And thank you for listening, and we'll speak to you next week.
Was that it?
That is it. Huge flock of birds sit above Kettering.
Is that it? Yeah, just that person has spent ages on a journalism degree, has looked up in the sky and gone, oh, some birds. Right. Sorry, yeah, I've been Sam.
Yeah, and I've been Elliot.
We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
Thank you.